Hey, Amy.
So, okay, I've been chasing after this woman through the whole conference for a few hours now. She is hard to pin down, so I'm going to let her introduce herself to everyone.
Hi, I'm Dr. Elsa Cárdenas-Hagan from the Valley Speech Language and Learning Center, and I'm pleased to be here.
Oh
That
my
you
gosh.
got me.
Oh my gosh.
You found me.
I've been waiting.
I'm always running.
So tell us a little bit about what you were talking about today and anything else
Yes.
you'd like to provide.
So this morning I was speaking on the National Joint Committee on Learning Disabilities. I'm the chairperson of this group, which has 11 organizations representing more than 1 million constituents, and just talking about the importance of really making sure that we have a United States Department of Education, our Institute for Education Sciences, and our Office of Special Education Programs, and that we protect idea and make sure that we get the funding that we need for students with dyslexia and related disabilities, but really to protect them and their families so that they're assessed on time and they intervene. And that, really learning disabilities are through a lifetime. And so um, we need to ensure that we've got the funding and we dedicate ourselves to that. And, with knowledge comes the responsibility of advocacy. And so it's really spreading that word about all the things that they can do to help make sure that we protect our students.
Oh my gosh.
And you've been such an advocate for so many years.
Yes.
Your name has just been everywhere.
Thank you.
Right.
And I do
appreciate all-
podcasts like this because this is advocacy too.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
our goal. Is we wanted to spread as much as we listeners, and we have listeners that are therapists like us, people that are qualified instructors. We have policymakers like you.
Yeah.
We just want to cover everybody to make sure the word gets out.
So I think one of the main things too is really representing all populations.
Yep.
And my passion has been looking at students who come to our schools speaking other home languages and what an asset that is. And how can we as persons that work, how can we do a better job of not trying to make them fit on our little boxes that we have, but really trying to meet them at their point of need and understanding that, what I dream of and my goal in this world and lifetime would be that when a student has a disability such as dyslexia and they speak another home language, that we can identify them early and that we can intervene with them taking their home language as an asset, and that we really understand the importance of language for literacy. That teacher, we're a literacy teacher, but also that, our teachers out there are also content experts. And so just understanding that it's not, will I have a student that speaks another home language? And how prepared am I to meet their needs? A bilingual dyslexia model and framework and program model in every school campus. This is kind of the framework we work for students that are monolingual English speakers. But here is our framework for working with students who speak other languages, and we're not going to do business as usual. We're going to know about the adjustments that are needed. We're going to know about cross language transfer, and we're going to make these differences and we're going to celebrate their language. But first, we have to understand something about the structure. And I'm not saying you have to speak their language, but know something about that structure so that you can bring that, know something about their culture so that we can engage them, motivate them. They can see themselves in what we're trying to do, but really using those commonalities of these languages and understanding their error patterns too. Why did they read like that? Why did they spell like that? There's reasons behind all of that. So we have to know those reasons and capitalize upon them for our students.
Right. I agree. And I wonder, how has the awareness changed from when you began
Yeah.
to now
Ah,
with the
So
bilingual?
I could just tell you, I'm super busy talking a podcast like this. But the other thing I want to be very honest about is that I do these podcasts. My own multilingual community isn't so sure about the science of reading for multilingual learners. And I'm over here doing podcasts like this to tell you, multilingual learners, science of reading works. We've done the work. Science is evolving, as Nancy Hennessy talked about this morning. And we need to keep up. But yes, absolutely. We're not phonicators. I've been called a phonicator. She's just a phonicator. I'm like, no, I'm a speech language pathologist. I'm about language. But we have to also teach the foundations of reading to get us to that comprehension. and we have to be language teachers as we do this. And what I see now is people are very interested in doing better. So that's a huge change. And the Academic Language Therapy Association, where we are right now, this conference, we've worked, and I made a proposal to them about really having a biliteracy dyslexia therapist.
Nice.
And they're working on, the standards have been approved, and now working on the examination, and really
Wonderful.
and I'm working with the International Dyslexia Association to try and do it like maybe for English learners, like English as a second language. And so really trying to move the standards so that we can see what are the things that we need to know to be highly qualified to treat them. And we can't forget about the families. We must be working with our families and,
Right.
helping our families as discussion. And because of the pandemic, the state of Texas reached out to me, and they were all about, can we put all your stuff online? Like, yeah, you can do that. And I go, but can you save some money? And can we teach the teachers? And can we teach the therapists? And can we have a bilingual dyslexia kind of practitioner or therapy? And they said yes. And today we certified, and that's my goal, to have an army of experts, because I think about each one of them maybe serving 20, 30 students in their schools.
Right.
What does that mean? And so that's what we're here about, and that's why we're advocating for. And I'm advocating that we really protect public policy to make sure that every student gets what they need, and that I talk about literacy as the bridge to equity. And so multi-literacy is an asset. It's an achievable goal, and we can do this work.
Absolutely.
And by the way, every single bilingual student that I work with and that our people work with, they end up being biliterate. And so I used to think it's not possible. It is clearly possible if we use the evidence that we know of today to make it happen. So thank you for, having me, for really, caring about these students and really getting the word out.
Have any questions? I'm just sitting here smiling with stars in my eyes at Dr. Elsa.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you and everything that you've done
Yes.
for leading the path for all of us.
That's right. That's
So
why I don't sleep at night. What more can we do? What more can we do? And for the betterment of our students, and we know that they can do it. And I live in one of the poorest communities in this nation, and we're able to achieve these goals. And so I want this for everybody. So, and for every
beautiful.
student.
And it's attainable.
It is attainable. So thank you for having me.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
It was so fun.
Bye, y'all.